Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel of Bethel Evangelical Free Church Hanley. I'm Pastor Gervais Charmley, and in this video we're in a historic church in North Yorkshire. This is Eldroth Church. It hasn't got a dedication even. It was built in 1627 as a combination of three things. First of all, it's a chapel of ease for the local population, mostly farmers. Secondly, it was the village school. And thirdly, the village schoolmaster, who was also the village chaplain, lived here. So his place of work and his home were the same place. Now, it's changed enormously since then. There would have been some sort, I'm sure, of accommodation. He wouldn't have just had to put a bed in a corner somewhere. The building was restored in the 1840s when it ceased to be the school and schoolmaster's house, and it became just the church. A new school was built, and a house was built for the schoolmaster, which was good for him. The church was then restored in the latter part of the 19th century, and sadly it was badly damaged by flooding in the 1970s, and much of the interior had to be removed as a result. But it still has some historic features, some of which tell us quite a lot about its history as a school as well as a church. So let's have a look around. And so here we are. The interior walls have had to be scraped because of dry rot that developed because of the flooding. But still, this is a building that is, as I say, part church, part school. And you can see one of the more school-like features here is the fireplace. Now, although that particular grate is 19th century, there must have been a fireplace in here before, simply because if the schoolmaster lived here, he needed to have a fireplace, he needed to be able to do his own cooking. There is a font here at the back, which is 19th century, and is a rather odd piece built into the wall. I like it. Now, it was rededicated in, it says here, rededicated in 1983, so that's when they would have dealt with the dry rot. There's a very nice Victorian grate in there, and that would have been the main heating. So people would have been down in there, and people wanted to sit near the fireplace. Obviously now it's electric heating. There is one 17th century piece here. There is this pulpit, and that's a very nice pulpit. The east window looks like it comes from somewhere else. I do wonder if it comes from an old abbey that was demolished. There's a number around here. Whalley isn't too far away, for example. So maybe it comes from an old abbey, maybe it comes from a manor house and it's been altered, but certainly that window is earlier. And then you've got the modern, well, the Victorian rather, maybe 20th century, pedestal portable font there. So this is this tiny little building. There are very few like it. It's a very unusual building for that reason. It's beside the railway and incredibly simple. And certainly the ground plan hasn't changed since the 17th century, so you're left asking, how did you fit the schoolmaster's residence in here? He must have had some sort of loft set up where he would have slept upstairs, and certainly it would have been set up for a single man and not for a married man. Schoolmasters often were young men who were preparing for the ministry, so being the chaplain, etc. So that is the inside here at Eldroth. I said it was very small and simple, and isn't it just? The simplicity of a Yorkshire farmhouse kitchen. The outside is very similar. The old schoolmaster's house is immediately to the west, and the schoolmaster's house garden is now a private house. The garden is contiguous with the church lawn, really, not a church. There's no burials here. So we'll have a little look outside, and just be a short video this time, I think. And so here we are outside at Eldroth. You can see behind me how tiny the church is, and you think, well, it is a very small settlement, so obviously there doesn't need a huge amount of space. But also it's the village school, and the church has had a long connection with education. Most of the oldest schools in England, I think all of them, are church schools. even when you have schools that are set up by people who are not Anglicans, they're set up by nonconformists. Because Protestants, you need to read your Bibles, and then people need to be able to read. So you get these little schools set up here to here in the 17th century, early 17th century. The church is built to serve as a school and chapel for the people. So we'll have a little look at the outside. See, there's only really two parts that are accessible, which is this side and the east end. So there's the north side and the east end. So we'll have a little look just as the outside part of that window. So there we are, Eldroth Church, 17th century, restored in the 19th, and still this very simple building designed to serve a parish, basically of shepherds and farm workers. So thank you for watching, and may God bless you and keep you until next time.